What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 63 today of the My Player Career Mode here. Apologies if this one goes out a little bit after the usual time of 4 o'clock. Of course, we do like to upload at 4 p.m, but today's episode might be a little bit late. So apologies if it is in advance. But that is going to be then the Copa de España final. I said I would show you the tie for that final, and it is actually Real Madrid taking on Espanyol. They got through against Bilbao de Espanyol, so they will be taking on Real Madrid in that final, which will be taking place on May the 30th after the full season has been complete. So there's that to look forward to for Ben, and also we could be looking at a potential El Clasico to decide the title, because the last El Clasico of the season comes in the second to last game of the season. So there is a possibility that depending on how many points there is separating Real Madrid and Barcelona, that the title could be wrapped up within one of those games, especially that El Clasico one. So we'll see if that's going to be the case later on down the line. But for today's episode, there's 4 games for you to watch. Again, it's just going to be a nice chilled episode today, trying to get through the season and seeing what's going to happen regarding Ben. Remember, guys, he is transfer listed, so there are occasions where he might not be chosen by Zidane, considering the fact that he might want to give a few other players a chance, considering that Ben is, of course, transfer listed. So we've got that to look out for, but he is named here for this one against Levante, and the side is very strong as well. So let's get into game 1 and see how Real Madrid fared with the newly transfer listed Ben. See if his performances are going to be, I guess, impacted by that decision. But 30 minutes in, he's doing his usual tricks, his trickery there in the opponent's half like he likes to do. Grips a great cross towards Aubameyang, and the on-rushing Levante goalkeeper cannot stop the Gabonese forward from making the score 1-0. But you give major credit to Ben, because that cross was inch perfect onto the foot of Aubameyang, who did the rest for Real Madrid. So, as I said, we'll see how it's going to affect Ben. His performances being transfer listed now after he handed in that request. We'll see if his performances will stay at the same level that they have been doing in order to of course, carry Real Madrid, or if they're going to dip slightly. I mean, for now, hopefully he'll continue the way he has been, continue to play really well, and we'll see Real Madrid get some glory this year, and of course Ben win probably what will be, I would say, if he can do it, one of the only Champions League consecutive doubles that we're likely to see, because he's won the Liga and the Champions League last year. He's on course to win the Liga and the Copa de España this year, of course, if he plays well in that final, and if they can get through to a Champions League final and win that, that'll be the treble. And if you remember, DJ Wood never got 2 Champions Leagues, let alone consecutive Champions Leagues. So it'd be great for Ben to do it, and of course we've still got that to come. But Levante, to their credit, second half could have quite easily been 1-1 in that game. You can see they hit the post in what was arguably an open goal there. I was slightly surprised to see them hit the post. And the problem is, when you miss your chances against Madrid, they'll create a second opportunity to wrap the game up. So as soon as it could have been 1-1, Madrid saw the fact that they weren't, kind of home and dry just yet, and wanted to make sure the points were coming back with them. Ben sets up Isco, and goal number 2 is scored. And just butchered that then. I said goal, but what I meant to say was goal number 2 was scored. Isco applying the finish. It was a really strange pass from Ben, actually. You can see he kind of taps it through, says, there you go, mate. There is your chance to get your second, or to get our second of the day. So Aubameyang and Isco with the goals, and 2-0 was the way it had finished. Levante, very, very unlucky that they didn't come away with anything out of that game there. As you saw earlier, the chance they had come back off the post, if that had gone in, it would have been 1-1, all square again, and they were really the only 3 chances in that one there. So a very kind of stagey, kind of weak game from Real Madrid, if you consider that, but they do come away 2-0 victors, of course, so it is nice to say the least that they managed to get the win. They definitely need to play better, though, in order to continue their good run of form. Now, we move it into the second leg up against Ajax. It's a very slender 1-0 lead for Real Madrid away from home with the away goal, so they are going to have to defend expertly well here to not give away an away goal to Ajax. As it stands, they're going through. If they can keep it with the Ajax without scoring, they go through regardless. So Real Madrid, this game out, have got to defend very, very tightly indeed. They're at home. They have the home advantage. I would like to think that they'd be able to, make sure that Ajax can't get the chances going their way, because Ajax, with no disrespect to them, they're going to be one of the more weaker sides that they're likely to face here, Real Madrid. So if they can't keep out Ajax, it's not a good sign moving forward if that's going to be the case. But we'll see what happens in this game. Again, the side is very, very strong. It's a 4-3-3 again, and the players are the usual suspects for Real Madrid here. For Ajax, though, their side is there for you all to take a look at. There's a couple of players in there that might be a danger man, so we'll see what happens regarding that in a moment. So for Ajax, they have to throw the kitchen sink at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid have to soak up the pressure, and I would say just try and control the game here. But Ajax did start off a lot better than the home side. 15 minutes in, the front three, they were looking to hit them with pace, and it came all the way backwards to the centre midfielder, who ends up with a weird kind of decision, trying to run past his man there, but the tackle, ended up going straight to another Ajax player on rushing number 10, whose shot was so well saved by the Real Madrid goalkeeper, because that would have changed the whole dynamic of the game. If Ajax had scored inside 15 minutes, we might have been in for a really, really bad situation. But luckily, the keeper did his job that he's there to do. From a free kick, though, it was a weak free kick. It's another chance for Ajax, and once again, it was that man, the number 10. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, because I'll just get it wrong if I do, but tell you what, he's had a couple of chances here at the Santiago Bernabeu, not many that you get in this game, and he hasn't taken either of them. The first one, of course, was the goalkeeper just making an unbelievable save, but that one there should have done better with, I would say, that free kick. As Real Madrid got their first chance 34 minutes into it, Ben, again, he was the creator and the ended up shot finisher, but couldn't find the finish past the goalkeeper. And then as we move into the second half, again, Ben just looking to create something for his teammates. He's got a run over on the right, chooses not to use it. There was 2 men over, couldn't quite find it. And all of a sudden, space opens up for him. But again, you know, we talk about goalkeepers doing their job, and Ajax have got one of their very own in net. So, I mean, in terms of that one, it is still all square. And you can see, unfortunately for Ajax, as much as they put up a good fight, they didn't have enough to be able to break through the Real Madrid backline. So as I said earlier, I wanted to say that Real Madrid had enough to be able to keep out Ajax. I was correct in that statement. And also, although it was only a very slender 1-0 advantage that Real Madrid took through there, and that's why they're through, it's still them through to the next round. It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as that you do get there. And that's the most important thing to remember. So, not a great performance from Real Madrid so far in the episode. The first game was a bit hit and miss, although it was a 2-0 win. That one was certainly hit and miss. You know, not starting off great at all, relying on the goalkeeper, but they're through regardless. And you can see, again, Ben not picked for the next game up against, I think it was Girona. He was decided, or, you know, Zidane decided to drop him. I said this was going to happen because of the fact that Ben had been, of course, transfer listed, handed in that request. I said he might not feature as much now with that situation being the way it is. As you can see, Champions League draw has been made. Liverpool will take on PSG. Chelsea versus Man City. Real Madrid will take on Manchester United. Milan will take on Atletico Madrid. So there's four English sides still left in it. Liverpool, Chelsea, City and United. But unfortunately, one of them will go out because Chelsea are facing Manchester City. So one of them will not be advancing to the semis. And hopefully, we can see Liverpool get there as well. Because it'd be nice to watch an English side go as far as possible. Of course, not win it for Ben's sake, because we want Real Madrid to win it. But, you know, it would be nice, as I say, to see them go as far as possible. Because, of course, being English, I want an English side to win it. We haven't had an English winner for a while, so it would be quite nice. But moving into the next game, Real Betis, the third opponents here for Ben and Real. And you know what? I have to give credit to Betis. They're creating something pretty special over there. You can see this at 7th, but they're doing a really good job, because what I was expecting to happen, they started off pretty well, and I was expecting them to fall off at the halfway mark and then kind of just dip down the table, probably to like 10th or maybe 11th place. However, they haven't done that. They've been up and within the spots of 7th, 6th. So, you know what? I'm liking the way that Betis are going. I think they've got a great chance to potentially get some European football, whether or not it's going to be Europa League or Champions League. And if they can do it, it just makes, you know, it look a little bit better. It means there's more teams being competitive in the division, of course. Not to win the title, but just to fight for the European spots that are available. And 6 minutes into the game, Betis, they defended quite resiliently, putting players on Ben as you'd expect. But he finds a pass to Casemiro, whose shot is well deflected wide thereof the goal. And you can see it was a great block, because that might have been heading into the top corner. So without that, it could have quite easily been 1-0. And we move into the next highlight. Sadly, nothing coming of that corner, as it's right into the second half at this stage. As I said, Betis really giving Madrid a good game here at this stage. It wasn't that Madrid were playing badly, it's just Betis were playing very well. And Rashford really has got to do better with that chance there. He's got to test the goalkeeper. You cannot have a situation where you're through like that. You've got to at least test the goalkeeper, and that's just frustrating to say the least. So 62 minutes in, and we're still all square in the game. As we move into the last 15, Ben again looking to try and create one last opportunity. Finds Rashford. Rashford back to Ben. Lovely little 1-2. Gets it back to Marcus, who does this time test the goalkeeper. And then we just look at Casemiro again here. It's an open goal. It's a very difficult chance. The ball's bouncing up, but I would say he's got to score there. It's just disappointing that he doesn't. As we move into the last 10 minutes now, it's still 0-0, chasing this goal. Ben with a shot, deflected goalwards. Keeper gets back and punches it over the top of the crossbar. I thought the deflection was going to take it past him. Just was not meant to be, and it is going to be a 0-0 draw here today. So as I was saying about Betis creating something pretty special, they got a good result there. A 0-0 draw against Real Madrid, the top of the table, holding them out there, which is disappointing. But for Madrid, it still keeps them top. Their result is not detrimental to them in any stretch or imagination, because Barca are still 5 behind at least, you know, until we see their results. So, as I said, it's not massively, you know, detrimental to Madrid, but it would have been nice to get the victory there. As we move into some England gameplay, something we've not had for quite a while in this series. I feel like we haven't played for England for a few episodes now. We're back, though, with some England gameplay. Of course, Ben did have that injury that he picked up for 8 weeks, and that's what caused him to miss the last kind of couple of World Cup qualifiers. But he's back in the side today for this visit of the Republic of Ireland. You can see they're quite low down in the league table, so they need to get a result here. And for England's sake, they're still top in the group. So for them, it's just about getting the job done, moving out of this one, and getting themselves qualified for that upcoming World Cup. Whether or not they'll actually do better in this year's one, we'll have to wait and find out, of course. They've been knocked out of the last couple of international competitions on penalties. So penalties really not a strong point of the Englishmen, which we knew before anyway. So that's no surprise, really. But, yeah, it would be nice to go further this time. Ireland side, you can see it there on the screen. A couple of interesting players and a couple of really good players as well. Liam Kelly at cam. You've got Robbie Brady, who's always a danger out on that left-hand side. And for England, though, it's a pretty much like-for-like formation. So let's see who's going to come out on top in this game here. The first chance inside 17 minutes as Rashford wins down a flick down here to Ben. Goes down in the area under the challenge of Kieran Clark. The referee points to the spot, hands a yellow card to the defender. But originally when I saw that, I don't know how much contact there actually is. Unfortunately, I skipped the replay, so I couldn't actually show you that. I forgot I didn't mean to skip the replay there. But Harry Kane's going to step up nonetheless, and he's going to put that penalty away like he does usually. And it really is a pretty much goal. When you see Harry Kane stood over the penalty, you know he's going to be at least on target. And I'm not surprised to see England 1-0 up. But as I said before that, looking at the challenge from Kieran Clark, I don't know how much contact there actually was on the challenge. I guess we'll have to see later on if I remember to show you. But as I said, Harry Kane always looks confident, and that is a great spot kick down to the bottom corner. No chance for Randolph in net to make the save there, and England take the lead against the Republic of Ireland. As we move into the next highlight, 29 minutes in, Ben picking up that loose ball, gets it back with a nice 1-2. Great turn of that defender there, and unleashes a shot which is well blocked by that defender. But then this happened. Rashford through, shot, great save, surely 2-0. And Sterling somehow misses the target completely, and it's not 2-0. I was baffled. I honestly expected to see that go to 2, and I genuinely thought that was England heading for the points. And we needed Sterling to score that, because we had to call upon Jack Butland up the other end, because a great play from Ireland set them up with a chance to be able to get themselves back in it, and a wonderful one-handed save from Butland stops them from finding that equaliser. As Ben now to Harry Kane, Kane back to Ben. Ben really should make the score 2-0 here. I don't know what's wrong with him at the moment. Maybe it's that transfer list that he asked for, but that is not the finish that we're expecting from Ben. We've seen him time and time again in those positions, find the back of the net. So the fact he's missed that one there is simply not good enough from him. Lovely play, though, inside the last few minutes of the game here. 10 minutes to go. And it's Chamberlain with a cross. Ben in the middle. And that is more like it from the young man. Now, I don't usually do the dab celebration, but there was a comment in one of the previous episodes asking me to change the celebration to the elbow, or the dab as it's also known. So there you go. You know, I'm going to give you the one, probably only dab that you're going to get in the entirety of this series. And there it is. So, yeah, that is something that I didn't want to see. Ben dabbing on the screen. I guess there's a first time for everything. I think I might have actually done it earlier on in this season, or the episodes, and that I did, like, way back when we started the series. But if I did, I don't particularly like the celebration. So anyways, there it is. Dab, Ben with a second. It's a headed goal as well. It's a just weird episode, isn't it? You see Ben score a header, not only that, he dabs after it as well. It's strange, but it's a great way to end an episode off, which has otherwise been quite interesting, of course. The 2-0 win earlier on for Real Madrid, then the 0-0 draw against Ajax, followed up by the 0-0 draw against Betis. It's a weird episode today, but there's one more game, as you can see there. We had to sim it against Austria. Ben was not picked for it. Of course, he was a little bit unfit regarding the last kind of game he played for England there. But as the episode ends off, you can see we have 11 games to go. There is a 5-point gap between Real Madrid and Barca. And in terms of that one, I'm intrigued to see just how it's going to go. For the Champions League, of course, Real Madrid against Manchester United. I guess we'll see how that plays out in the next episode, maybe. If not, it'll be the episode after that. But thank you so much for your continued support, guys. Really appreciate it. If you did enjoy today's episode, a like, comment, would be appreciated. As always, I will see you all again, hopefully at 4 p.m. UK time tomorrow for yet another video. Catch you all then, guys. Adios.